The views and opinions
Yeah,
expressed on
yeah.
all
Before you
radio
lose the ball, you must just start.
entirely those of the callers who are
Oh
entirely
man.
for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready? And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. That's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready? And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Nah, this game is not over. In fact, it's just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. This is our Throwback Thursday, and oh boy, they ready to dance in the streets in Houston after pulling out, according to many, the game of the century. Okay, all right. But listen, for the sake of Daryl Morey, for the sake of Mike D'Antoni, and for the sake of James Harden, I'm glad they won, because I'm telling you, they did not want that smoke if they had to come back and deal with this, especially given the way that Harden played offensively. But we'll break all that down. Here to help me do it, all the way from Columbus, Ohio, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes, it is none other than Willy Gibson. What's going on, Willie G?
All is well, my guy. What's going on, AJ?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. I am doing great. How are things up in the Buckeye State?
All is well. The Big Ten is, going back a little bit. We talked about this, so now the little hope is being held out.
I can't get over the way that they are cutting up in the Big Ten. Like, Nebraska better watch out. I'm telling you, they cutting up like they got some power, and they about to get a whooping.
Who?
Nebraska, yeah, them. You know who they are.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, you know who they are.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Why can't they just leave well enough alone?
They want to play. That's their economy. The city of Lincoln doesn't survive unless football is played between August and November. So they tell me.
What is Lincoln known for other than football? Were they corn? The corn huskers. Yeah. They better sell more corn than doggone it. They better sell more corn. Don't they make gas out of the corn?
One thing, yep.
I know they make movies out of it. Children of the Corn, Women of the Corn, House of the Corn, People of the Corn. Like, they got 78 movies about the corn. They gonna be all right.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, but they fighting it. Yeah,
well, I'll tell you what, man. Scott Frost, let me just say something, bro. I kind of get why he's acting up. The dude has been horrible as a coach in Nebraska. I mean, he has been as disappointing as they come. So what better way to turn the attention off of his ineptitude than to put it on the whole doggone conference? Oh, if we had played, we would have been 10-1. Bro, please.
Had they played, he might be out of a job.
I was going to say,
toe.
it would have been that same whooping you got last year. Was he there the year before that? It would have been that same whooping you got there. He ain't won a game, a significant game since he was at UCF.
Right. And he knows that. And he knows he needs every opportunity he can take to prove himself. So if he can't play, then the questions continue to swirl around him. So he does not want that.
Yeah. Then he, just like I said, the Rockets didn't want that smoke. If they had to come home, try and explain how they went out to a team that only had like a 1% chance of making the playoffs in the first place, and then took I guess you called them a contender, one of the contenders, took them to a Game 7 last play of the game kind of scenario, that would have been hard to face coming back home.
Yeah, I think what Tillman Fertitta is check Billy Donovan's records. I'll say that, because you can't tell me you draw up that play. First of all, not even the play. Let's go back to the free throw.
Okay, all right.
Gallinari takes the free throw.
You know, okay, so I like you, Willie. You doing what I like to do. Let's just jump right in. Can we stop playing and get right in?
Absolutely.
I tried to be nice
Mm-hmm.
and say the inexperience of the Oklahoma City Thunder, their youth, caught up to them. Gallinari is not a youth, and Billy Donovan is smarter than that. You tell me, why Gallinari on the free throw?
All I know is I was told that there was a record set last night by the oldest player ever to score to obtain a triple-double in a Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
He's not inexperienced.
Right.
He has every reason to go to the free throw line and not that free throw now.
Bro, let me tell you something. That when I tell you that dude did everything but put 4 other dudes on his back and say, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did it offensively, defensively, and then again, down that crunch time stretch, what he said the other night, it appeared to be true. Some people are built for this.
Yep.
And, again, I on the inbounds, for me, that's where the youth came in. I mean, it was a bad play, and when it broke down, it was an even worse play. I think it was Kenny Smith that said if Steven Adams just dives to the basket and they throw it up to Adams, ball game, because either he's gonna put it in or he's gonna get fouled and he'll beat him at the free throw line.
Without question. I mean, he's 7 foot and PJ Tucker's 6'5". Well, that's 7 inches. Why are you not rolling him to the cup? Well, and like you said, it's one of 2 things. Either he's gonna make it or he's gonna get fouled.
All right, so before our local faithfuls call in and say, what are you talking about? OKC should have won and what they could have done to win. Why don't you talk about what the Rockets did to win? We got to take our first break. Let me check my commercial breaks here. We got to take our first break. When we come back, we'll get into it deeper right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or you can text me, 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Y'all looking at a film so that we may never forget this great fellowship of song and the hand of the Lord in our lives these past years. We invite you to sing and remember with us.
On
In
election
Jesus'
day.
name.
Don't talk about it. Let's be about it. So let's roll to the polls in record numbers, and we can make that change. This message is approved by KYOK 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOKradio.org.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
I'm Ben Nickerson. You are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday. We're throwing back to last night when the Houston Rockets pulled it out. Normally, it's OKC that pulls out the close ones, but last night it was the Rockets that got it done. Here's what's crazy. In the last minute and 25 seconds, scored 1 point. One.
Covington from the line.
I don't know if that's defense or I don't know if that's pressure because, pressure will bust a pipe. And there were a couple of point-blank shots that Oklahoma City missed. There were a couple of, as always with the Rockets, it looks like a good shot when it leaves a hand, but then, it does what it does. But in the last minute and 25 seconds, 1 point.
Again, Billy Donovan. Because how do you take the ball out of Chris Paul's hands at any juncture of the game, let alone, what is it? He's second in the league in clutch time points. Last 5 minutes of the game, that's his time. He's built for that. He told you. Yeah. He told you on Tuesday night or Monday night, I'm built for this.
Yeah.
And you take the ball out of his hand. Dennis Schroeder going to the cup. And somebody said he had the best almost made a layup package in the league.
I know.
Because he goes to the cup every time and falls just short. And then, again, Steven Adams. Why? PJ Tucker, 6'5". He can't guard him. Go into the post. So I so put that at the feet of Billy Donovan.
That's a hard pill to swallow. And here's the crazy thing. That's what we would have been saying about Mike D'Antoni if the Rockets had lost. So it's fair. It's fair criticism of Donovan. But let's go ahead and get to the play. James Harden, looks like he's out of position and closes all the way out on a three-point shooter and blocks it.
Yep.
And not only blocks it, but, and I need smart basketball people to understand what went on. I listened to another show this morning, and I was real disappointed that they didn't point this out. What's the young man's name for Oklahoma City?
Lou Dort.
Dort, that's right. Dort, when he jumped to gather the ball, he was already out of bounds. So he established his position out of bounds. So once he caught the ball, it was already Rockets' ball. But what he tried to do is what we learn how to do on in high school basketball, even before that, is if you don't have control, throw it off of the defender, and then we get the ball back. Well, James Harden expected that, leaped in the air, the ball went between his legs. So even if Dort had not been out of bounds, it still would have been Rocket ball. But the ball was already the Rockets' ball when Dort jumped up and caught it because he established a position out of bounds already.
You're right. And what do we say? James Harden, he's notoriously criticized and scrutinized for his defense or lack thereof. And he made a play. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to give him credit. And the way he did it, he's left-handed, but he didn't jump with his right hand. He jumped with his body away and blocked it with his left hand.
No contact. Possibilities of a foul, no contact. Just all ball basically popped up in the air. And, what I just explained happened after that. Rate that defensive play amongst the better playoff defensive plays because Rocket fans were going nuts on Twitter last night. And David Grubb shut it all down when he said, "Now, wait a minute. It's not like he ran down Andre Iguodala and pinned it to the backboard. Let's calm down. It was a good defensive play, but it wasn't, or was it?"
No, it wasn't. I think anything happens in a game 7, it's kind of amplified a little bit. And again, seeing the fact that James Harden is notoriously given no credit for playing defense, you add that to the mixture as well. He made a play. He made a play. And honestly, going back to the inexperience of OKC, Luke Dort, he went straight up. He caught the ball and went straight up. Had he given him a little bit of a pump fake,
if he pump faked that, we got a different story.
That's 3 free throws. He's going to the line.
Right.
He's going to the line.
Yeah, one of a couple of things, but it's not what happened. So let me go back to this. Is it bigger than what we're making it because it was James Harden and because of how he is vilified for his defensive play, justifiably so, and because of the way he played offensively? Does that make the play defensively bigger?
Without question. Without question. I mean, he's 1 for 9 from 3.
Yeah.
And he hadn't done anything. I mean, he told you that post game, in so many words. He told you that. So for him to step up, and that's what great players have to do. If you're not getting it done one way, you have to contribute in other ways. And he's not always done that. So again, I think it's more magnified for him because he's never done that, or he doesn't have the history of doing that. And so now that he's done it, it's like, oh, we've been holding back all this credit and all this praise to give you, and now we got to give it all to you right now.
Yeah. Willy Gibson, sports journalist, broadcast journalist up in Columbus, Ohio, covers the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Big Ten, and the Cleveland Browns. Appreciate you making time for me today. I think to the point of everything that you just said, when star players do what they got to do to make sure your team wins, we celebrate that. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games.
Yep.
There's not many bigger than that. He don't make that play, we're having a different discussion. And the fact that it was James Harden, and the fact that he had a, sad night offensively, 4 for 16, 17 points, 9 assists? That's good. I mean, again, it just shows that he did what he needed to do to get the win. Am I being too hard on James Harden if I say, bruh, what's up?
No, I think, and for all intents and purposes, I think they delayed the inevitable for about 10 days because we all know. I mean, they delayed the inevitable.
Let's get to that next. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about that next because, hey, playtime is over. And you got a lot of folks here locally saying, well, Oklahoma City was the toughest matchup for the Rockets. Come on now. Come on. It's still OKC. Those guys are still young. We'll talk about the matchup and what's next right after this on the lunch break. It's Throwback Thursday here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
You're home. You're a diabetic. You need supplies, but you don't want to visit the pharmacy. What do? Call US Med for home delivery of your supplies. If you have diabetes and you're worried about going to a crowded pharmacy, pick up the phone in the safety and comfort of your home and let US Med deliver them to you with free shipping. And now if you test your blood sugar 4 more times a day and inject insulin 3 or more times a day, you may qualify to get a new continuous glucose monitor at little or no cost, which may eliminate the pain of pricking your fingers and helps you make smarter diabetes decisions. Plus, we'll send you a 90-day supply and bill your insurance company for you. Get some peace of mind. Call US Med today.
800-417-0851. 800-417-0851. That's 800-417-0851.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that
Am I
cares
still calling in for you on Saturday?
with real conversation and a no
Still
judgment.
calling in for you on Saturday?
Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m.
Okay.
The Not So Christian and Me Show, right? The legendary KYOK Radio,
I got stuff I gotta
1140
say.
AM,
All right.
and all new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Now is a great time to replace your worn-out windows during the Renewal by Anderson 25-year savings event. Upgrade your home today. Buy 4 windows and get the 5th one free.
It's funny
Plus,
because
get
he
12
called me
months with
about
no interest.
something earlier this week. Listen, don't remember my voice. If I happen to call in and it sounds like me, that's not me.
Right.
Recommended safety precaution to protect your family. For 25 years, people have trusted us for their replacement needs, and you can too. Call now to learn about our buy four, get the fifth one free window replacement offer.
800-245-1537. 800-245-1537. 800-245-1537. That's 800-245-1537.
Interest accrues from date of purchase, but is waived if paid in full within 12 months. Other conditions apply. We've adjusted our operations to serve you safely following all CDC guidelines. Visit renewalbyanderson.com for details.
This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break. All right, y'all, we're back here on it on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. This is our Throwback Thursday, and we're throwing back to the big win for the Houston Rockets last night. They closed out Oklahoma City in Game 7, 104-102. A lot of drama in this one. And Robert Covington, got to give him some love, too. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 6 for 11 from three. He had 3 blocks, and none bigger than when Steven Adams was going up for a straight jam. No, not Adams. It was Dort. Was going up for a straight jam. And Covington said, no, not right now. Now, he pinned that one to the backboard. Got to give him some love there. So he stepped up and brought the scoring where James Harden didn't. That being said, a lot of folks, again, here locally, keep talking about the matchup with Oklahoma City, like they were the toughest matchup for the Rockets in these playoffs. And it's like, okay, let's just keep it real. The Rockets did not play well against a team that was young and, had nothing to lose. And it went 7 games, and it came down to the closing seconds of those 7 games. Don't make it more than it is. Oklahoma City is going to be great. They're not great yet. That being said, the next statement is, the Rockets match up really well with the LA Lakers. They match up better with the Lakers than anybody else. And then they go back to one game. They go back to February. Yep. The Rockets had just made the trade to bring in Covington, gotten rid of Capella, and now all of a sudden they had this small ball lineup. And they beat the Lakers in February, 121-111. And folks keep going back to that like it's the holy, like they're going to start off with a 10-point lead in game 1 tomorrow night at 8 o'clock because they beat the Lakers by 10. That ain't how it works in the playoffs.
It's levels to this. And Chris Paul tried to tell you the other night, it's levels to this. So if you're excited that you beat OKC, that's great. Celebrate a win. You got to celebrate. No question. Celebrate. Wins are hard to come by. Series wins are hard to come by in the playoffs. But let's not be mistaken. The kid from Akron is waiting, and he's fresh. He's been there. He hasn't played in a week.
Bruh, I'm trying to be respectful. I really am. Can
I say one other thing real quick before? Yeah, and also, in addition to that, his family is there. People are so glossing over that. He was without his family, and all the players, not just him, all the players without their families for 2 months. And on Monday, the families joined the bubble. Yeah. So now
there's some people that say that Fred VanVleet is playing worse now that his family is there. He might need to send baby girl and mama off.
Did you see what Charles Barkley said?
What did he say?
He said they showed the video. It was, his daughter, no pressure. Just ran up to him. I love you, Daddy. He's like, if he don't start playing better, he'll be going back home with him this weekend. So, yeah,
man. But to your point, beating LA one regular season game in an obscure moment. It wasn't even significant for the playoff seedings. It didn't change the standings. It was another win in the Rockets column. Mm-hmm. You got to beat LA 4 out of 7. And by the way, y'all didn't invent small ball. It's not like you have some magic potion with small ball that people have never seen before and have never figured out before. And this is where I struggle with local media and local fans. It's like, calm down. You're good. You're there. You got a chance. You got as good a chance as anybody else, and even better chance because there's no such thing as home court advantage. You don't have to steal one in LA. Mm-hmm. You got a legit shot to win this. Keep it at that. Don't try and make what you do better than what everybody else does, because it's not.
No. I mean, they said they're in the Final Four of the Western Conference. Kudos. Got to congratulate that. Got to celebrate that. But like you said, you still got to beat them 4 out of 7.
4 out of 7.
PJ Tucker is 6'5". Robert Covington is 6'7". Let's just follow me. Let's just say Frank Vogel goes out and says, you know what? I'm going to put Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Anthony Davis on my front line, and put LeBron and KCP in the backcourt. What are you going to do? And I know the defense, well, we'll shoot threes on defense. They can't keep up with us. Yeah, probably not. Maybe not. But you got to hit those threes. But they're going to pound you in the paint the entire series. They just are.
That's funny you say that, because I heard another commentator say that something similar. He said JaVale McGee and Davis. Didn't even mention Dwight Howard. And he said, it's that'll be kind of tough on the Rockets' defensive end, because they're probably going to get the rebound and kick it back out, for the Lakers to start to drive. But what they said was on the offensive end for the Rockets, their guards and their smalls are going to be able to just dribble around JaVale McGee and Anthony Davis. And I'm like, which JaVale McGee and Anthony Davis are you talking about? Like, you're talking about 2 of the better defending bigs in the game who can switch off on the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5, and you don't even have a 5.
Right.
And heaven forbid the smaller guys fight through picks and what have you, because it's not like the Rockets play a run and gun kind of style. They'll bring it up, they'll swing it around a little bit, they'll look for the open shot, and then they'll give it to Harden for ISO ball. So now you ain't got nobody dribbling around anybody. I mean, they drove to the basket a little bit more in the OKC series. But they act like the Lakers don't play any defense whatsoever. Like, they're just going to stand there and say, oh, they're playing small ball. What are we going to do?
Right. And the Lakers, really, truthfully, should have the defensive player of the year, if you really want to look into it. And we'll go into that later on. But Anthony Davis is not a slouch. And JaVale McGee is not a slouch. Dwight Howard has been defensive player of the year. LeBron, for all this people that want to criticize, is a phenomenal defensive player.
Bruh. So
Danny Green, KCP. So okay, well, we shall see.
So here's the talking point. Here's the local talking point. Rockets have 2 league MVPs. The Lakers have 1.
The Lakers have 4.
Lakers have 1.
The Lakers have 4. If you really want to do 4-2, I'll do that, man. 4 for LeBron.
I'm just saying.
I know.
The local media is literally playing it like that. They beat the Lakers back in February. The Rockets have 2 league MVPs. The Lakers have 1. And therefore, the Rockets role players are better than the Lakers role players. And that's what it's going to come down to.
Wow.
And I always remind people, with the exception of Dusty Baker, Houston professional sports head coaches, they good people. They're the kind of guys, if they were younger and you had a daughter, I want you to date this guy. He's a good guy. But as far as X's and O's and creativity and adjustments and something that you've just, wow, I've never seen a play like that before. I have never looked at a Bill O'Brien offense and said, man, that was a dope play. I never looked at a Mike D'Antoni offense and said, man, that was creative right there. They didn't even see that coming. So no matter how many of the role players that you try to give more credit to than the Laker role players, it's still going to come down to the X's and O's. And I got Vogel head and shoulders above D'Antoni.
No question. I mean, first of all, who are these role players that they speak of which they speak?
Robert Covington.
Yeah.
Eric Gordon. Jeff Green. Jeff Green can walk on water now, just by what he did in that season. Daniel House.
Right.
Austin Rivers. I think that's it.
McLemore? Ben McLemore?
McLemore doesn't get a lot of run because D'Antoni can't count past 7 when he's in the playoffs.
Right. That's the other point. So you're going 7, whereas LA is going to go, has the capability to go 10-11. And let's not forget about Rondo. Rondo's coming back for this.
I wasn't even going to bring that up.
I did. I know.
I wasn't even going to bring that up because, again, you've got Russ Westbrook, who is truly a dog. I'm going to give Russ Westbrook dog status. Mm-hmm. But you got a dog catcher in Rajon Rondo. Rondo likes all that bumping and grinding. Rondo likes all that, getting under. Listen, Rondo, to me, without the mouth going, is the closest thing to Gary Payton when it comes to just getting under people's skin with defense and the way you play and how you get up on them and what have you. So all I'm saying is the Rockets got to realize this is not Oklahoma City and it's not February. It's the best of 7. It's the best of 7.
And Rondo's slick with it. You won't know. You won't know if you just look on the court. Like for example, the whole CP3 Rondo thing. Initially, you didn't know what happened. Like, wait a minute, what? Rondo was slick with it. He'll get up under you, get up under you, get up under you, and all of a sudden, there it is.
Oh my gosh. Come on, man. All right, let's get off the Rockets for a minute. We'll come back to them because obviously we got to make some predictions. That first game last night, Miami and Milwaukee. Have you ever, and I mean ever, seen an ending like that? And were those the right calls on both ends?
Have I ever seen an ending like that? No. I think it was the first time since the first time a game ended with no time on the clock by free throw since 1991.
Right.
So it's been a while. So no, I had never seen that. But was it right? The second one was, and I think it was a makeup call for the first one being wrong.
Interesting you say that. We got Willy Gibson joining us. He's a broadcast journalist from Columbus, Ohio, covers the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Cleveland Browns, and the Big Ten. I thought it was the other way around, actually. I thought that, and from my view, because Doris Burks did not agree with me. Me and Doris probably ain't going to hang out no time soon.
That's your people, I know.
I'm just telling you, man. And me and Doris have been cool. I don't know why I don't like her. I think it's my rebel rousing days. But anyway, I mean, he leaned in. I mean, he went up vertically, but his upper body and his arms did not give the shooter an opportunity to come down. And you've got to let a man land. And even if it's just a little bit of a lean, then it's a foul.
Sure.
And maybe you don't call that at that moment in a game like that. But to me, a foul is a foul. You call it.
Right.
The other one with Giannis, did he put his hand on him? Yes. If that's a foul, then that's a foul. But that one to me was less of a foul than the first one because you got to let him come.
You do, but then I blame Giannis on that. Giannis, why? And someone, I heard someone say it earlier, because at first I'm looking at it like, Giannis, why did you even touch him?
True.
Why? There was no reason for you to even touch him. The ball was gone.
That's more the discussion for me than whether it's a foul or not. Giannis, why did you even touch him?
So at that point, you put the referee in a position where he has to blow the whistle.
You can't do that.
But then somebody else made a valid point and said, you know what? He was so out of control going at him that he put his hand there to brace him, because had he not done that, he would have bowled him over, and there'd been an obvious foul at that point.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
But Dragic, I think verticality. For me, Dragic, I think, went straight up. And I think Middleton, and that's what the shooter does. He leaned. I think Middleton initiated the contact, hoping that he would draw the foul.
There was an angle that I would have agreed with you on, but then there was another side angle where Middleton went straight up. So it looked like Middleton did one of those shooter leans kind of thing.
James Harden. Yeah, the James Harden.
Yeah, but Middleton was more vertical when he got in the air and shot the shot. And the only way that Goran would have hit him is if he had just did a little bit of that. And that's exactly what he did. And like I said, without that view, I would be agreeing with you 100%. And even Steve Jabby, who is the the referee in the sky. He came on, he said that's 100% a foul. You got to give a man a chance to come down. And he leaned just a little bit past vertical, and that took away Middleton's ability to come down. That's a foul. And again, I agree with it. I might have a question with the timing and the call, but like I say, too many calls go uncalled late because it's 7 seconds to go in the game or 2 seconds to go in the game. Call the fouls, and I think everything will be fine.
Right. Let me stop. I'm gonna have all your people in Houston mad at me. That is the James Harden. The James Harden will kick his leg out.
Yeah.
But
remember, rest in power. Remember when Kobe used to do that?
Sure.
Kobe would do the jumping jacks, the splits.
Yep.
And it was fine for a while until everybody started complaining, and then they started calling it, and then Kobe stopped doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Harden, they're gonna shut Harden down with that. They're gonna shut him down with that. But really, to me, because you called the one, if the second one was a foul, you had to call it too. You could not swallow the whistle when you made that call on that end of the court. So as far as makeup calls go, I can see that. But to me, they're either both a foul or they're not a foul.
And you know what? To that point, seeing that play in game one with Giannis, that's what makes Harden's play in game two that much more spectacular, if you will, because he maintained body control and still made the play and did not touch him, whereas Giannis was just out of control and he had to do something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, we got to take another break. We're going to come back. We're chopping it up. Throwback Thursday. You want to get in? I see y'all calling. All right, y'all stay right there. Let me take a quick break. We'll come back with Willy Gibson and our phone callers right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
How long we got?
It's inspiring.
Right.
It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
It's called to inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary KYOK, 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOK.org.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently? And now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? Quick Cash Offer can come to the rescue and give you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents and risking your safety by showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your home to foreclosure. If you have any equity in your home, we will buy it and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call Quick Cash Offer now before the economy gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just don't want to get the cash you need today.
800-780-1431. 800-780-1431. 800-780-1431. That's 800-780-1431.
This is a potter's field. When people can pay for their funerals, here, it is a lonely, desolate place, littered with unmarked headstones. No one visits. No one leaves flowers. But it doesn't have to be that way. For as low as $1 a day, you can ensure your family will have the money to pay your funeral expenses. We offer burial insurance. $30,000. Considering the funeral costs more than $10,000, that's peace of mind for your family. There are no medical expenses. Your rates won't increase. Call now to get approved in minutes and ensure your final rescue more than just a pauper's grave in a potter's field.
800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729.
My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica. Live with Indianapolis Colts. And listen, you listen to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, back on the lunch break on KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. Somebody just called and hung up. Call right back. Call right back. Had to get those commercials. Got to pay those bills, y'all.
Oh, without question.
I'm not James Harden. I can't block a shot and start like I just did something. I got to pay them bills. So it's Throwback Thursday. I got Willy Gibson, broadcast journalist from Columbus, Ohio, joining me, talking a little NBA right now. 281-453-1000 if you want to get in. 281-453-1000. And Willie, before the break, we were talking about the Miami-Milwaukee game. Jimmy Butler had one of those James Harden kind of games. He didn't do a whole lot offensively. In fact, I think he was the lowest of all the double-digit scorers for Miami. Mm-hmm. But he walked up to that free throw line like a grown man and knocked them both down. One for the win and the other one for the money, two for the show. Yeah, he dropped one in for the show. Mm-hmm. They're up 2-0. Mm-hmm. Milwaukee's got to win 4 out of the next 5 mm-hmm. in order to beat the lower seed Miami. Bro, it's looking like we're going to have Miami and Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals.
You are, and we are. And somebody said that. I don't remember who it was. Somebody said Milwaukee was going to lose to Miami in the second round. You remember who said that?
No, I ain't going to remember that kind of credit. Who was it?
You don't remember that?
Was it Todd? It better not have been Todd.
Oh, no, I don't know. Somebody,
if it was Todd, we'll never hear the end of it.
No. Somebody was like Arizona Iced Teas or something. I don't know. Somebody halfway there, 2-0. I don't know. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. You told me there was no way. Milwaukee was going to lose to Miami.
I just can't see that.
Yeah. Did you see last night?
Yeah, I saw last night.
Did you see Monday?
And I even asked Valencia King. Uh-huh. I asked a couple of other people. I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Can Milwaukee win with Giannis' style of play?
They can win with his style of play. I think for him, he just has to. How do I want to say it? He has to feel comfortable in the style of play.
Okay.
He has to feel comfortable in the style of play because I think a lot of times, case in point, prime example, post-game Monday, they asked him, did you ask to guard Jimmy? Now, Jimmy's dotting their I's in the fourth quarter. Okay, 15 in the fourth quarter? Ended up with 40? Giannis, at any point, did you ask the coach to guard Jimmy? No. Why would you ask me that? Because you're the defensive player of the year.
Of the year?
Allegedly. That's another story. But
who should get it then? Who should get the defensive player of the year?
We just talked about him, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis
wouldn't have gotten on Jimmy Butler.
He would not have shirked his responsibility. He wouldn't have watched him dot there. Right, because
it's different when you got a big like that getting on a 3. But Michael, Kawhi, Kobe, those guys are going to step up to it because they can guard everything from the 1 all the way up to the 4 or 5. The 5 is a stretch.
I believe I was told that about Giannis.
I don't know then. If that's what they said about Giannis, I don't know, bro. That's like the legend of Giannis. Like they spinning the yarn on that one. Like I saw Giannis save 58 kids and a puppy one time. I don't know if Giannis can guard 2s and 3s.
Yeah, you're 6'11". That's his arms, his wingspan. He can his length, his verticality. Yeah, that's the story. So you're the defensive player of the year when you can only guard 1 or 2 positions? No.
Listen, I'm gonna do something that most sports guys don't do. Most of the time, we'll lie and say, "Back in my day, I used to da 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 da." I ain't never been that dude. But I've seen some dudes who were that dude. Mm-hmm. Where if you give me if a big gets on me, clear out, because I'm using him. Mm-hmm. And they're either going to, drive past him and score, or they're going to act like they drive past him and just put it all in his face. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, man, if Giannis wanted that kind of smoke. I just thought, I guess I haven't covered Milwaukee enough to see him do that. Him pick up a Jimmy Butler, I think that would have put them out of position.
But then, okay, I'll say it's okay, fine. He doesn't pick up Jimmy Butler. But you ask, are they comfortable with his style of play? He has to be comfortable with his style of play. Because what does he do? I mean, he had 18 in game 1? Now last night he was a little better, but if you're the leader of that team, you have to know. For example, Jimmy Butler, he's a leader. He's a culture changer. He changed the culture of that team. And not only did he change the culture of that team, look at where he was and the condition of. I mean, Joel Embiid is tweeting every game.
Yeah.
Only if.
Yeah.
Only if.
Yeah.
What could have been?
Yeah.
He knows.
Joel Embiid don't realize folks ain't trusting the process no more, Doc. We done gave up on the process. But Willy Gibson joining us, broadcast journalist from Columbus, Ohio, joining us here on Throwback Thursday on the lunch break. So I'm gonna say this, and I don't want it to sound bad. Mm-hmm. Giannis is starting to remind me of young LeBron before LeBron realized and learned how to shoot from the outside. Where he just got to drive everything. When he's ready to take over, everything is going to the basket. You know, he might hit a mid-range here or there or whatever, but 90% of it, you better get your breaks because I'm coming. Mm-hmm. I don't think until Giannis gets comfortable with his outside game to the point where people have to worry about Giannis on the perimeter for him to take them to the next level. I mean, they can't do it all with what's my other shooter?
Chris Middleton.
And Brogdon's not there anymore.
Right.
You can get a little bit out of the big. What's the big center's name?
Brook Lopez.
You get a few or two out of him, but other than that, where are your threes coming from?
And that's in the salary cap era. They paid Chris Middleton. And so Wesley Matthews is supposed to be the sharpshooter on that team. Where's he been?
Wesley Matthews was the defensive player of the year on that team last night.
Right.
He shut Jimmy Butler down.
Right. But when it was winning time, what happened? Jimmy Butler showed up. Giannis doesn't do that. And until he does, look last year against Toronto in the playoffs. It was supposed to be Milwaukee and Philly in the Eastern Conference Finals. Toronto put that defense on Giannis. He never to be seen again.
And that's what I say. Giannis couldn't take or he couldn't go to another element of his game, stop them from closing in on him, clamping down on him when he drove the lane. Right. If you don't let Giannis drive, you take 70% of his game away.
Right. But that's your two-time MVP.
Well, let me just say this. Maybe Giannis and James Harden don't get along because they're literally looking in the mirror.
Wow. Spider-Man, huh?
They're literally looking in the mirror. No, you. Literally, each one of them have a part of their game that if it's not on, they're not the same person. And that was not the way with the Jordans of the world. That was not the way with Magic. Magic couldn't shoot. Mm-hmm. If you left him open, sure, he'll knock it down. But Magic beat you in other ways that, James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo have to develop a full range game like LeBron James.
As to that point, I'm glad I was just going to say that. I think Giannis, I think sometimes we have to remember he's 25 years old, so he still has to grow into that leadership role. I think a lot of times people are the best player, and they are automatically assumed to be the best leaders. Your best leaders aren't necessarily your best players. And
come on.
And so I don't think LeBron has been criticized a lot for that. LeBron is not. He's grown into it now in year 17, age 35, but early on, he used to get ripped. And like, no, you're the face of the league. We need you to have a statement and a position on everything. It's like that's not his flow. And I think Giannis is now being criticized for the exact same thing. Allow him to right now. It's been year 7 for him, but he's 25 years old. He's still finding himself, getting comfortable with his style of play. But he's looked upon as you're the one. We need this. We need this. We need this. He's just not prepared for it. And who has he had to show him? Who he thought was going to show him? Jason Kidd. We not. That's a whole other story to get into. Why he's no longer there. So who's he had to show him?
Right. Yeah. I got to agree with you there. Willy Gibson, broadcast journalist from Columbus, Ohio, here on Throwback Thursday on the lunch break. All right. So I got a thing on this show that very few people agree with me on, and I've been asking it for over a year now. I believe that there's only 2 superstars in the NBA right now, and one of them is not playing. to me, the only two superstars, and it's a word that to me we use way too liberally. Like, oh, it was a superstar. It was a superstar. Let me tell you who my superstars are. LeBron James and Kevin Durant.
Right.
And on the outside, ready to go in, I think I put him in after they won the championship last year, was Kawhi Leonard. That's it. Everybody else that's close are stars. And then you got some good players, and then you got everybody else. Just because you are the superstar of a team, that doesn't make you the superstar in the league.
Right.
To me, two superstars in the league that are just unstoppable. Just when they put their mind to doing it, you cannot guard them, you cannot stop them, and they'll will whoever they got on their team to a win. That's LeBron James, and that's Kevin Durant. Who are superstars for you in the NBA?
I would agree with that, and I tell you who's coming, and I think everyone is agreeable to this is Luka. Luka Doncic is coming. He's coming. He's rapidly approaching that superstar level.
I'll say it like this: you got to get Luka's got superstar DNA. I see flashes of superstardom. There's somebody, I think the voice of the Rockets, Craig Ackerman, says that he can see Luka being the best player in the NBA one day. That's a heck of a deal. But when LeBron rolls off, and he's not far from that, somebody's got to get it. Kevin Durant, we don't know how much longer of Kevin Durant that now Mark Kenneth I'm messing up your last name, Mark. No Westbrook. Westbrook ain't a superstar.
No, not a superstar.
No.
Not a superstar.
He has done again in Oklahoma City. He was the superstar of Oklahoma City, and I give him a lot more credit to averaging triple doubles for the number of years that he did. Because think about it. Other than Oscar Robinson, nobody had done it. So when you got a guy that does it, I don't care about them saying, oh, his team gets out of the way so he can get rebounds. Stop that.
No.
Other than nobody had done it. I give Westbrook all the credit in the world. But as far as superstar in the league, Westbrook is definitely not there.
He's number 2 on his team right now.
Yeah.
He's number 2.
Deshaun Lockett said, Curry, Look at what happened to Steph Curry when he had to carry the team when Durant went down and Clay went down. Couldn't do it. LeBron took 6, 7 dudes from a rec league to the NBA Finals. LeBron took Matthew Dellavedova and I forget the other big man that they had, and they got 2 wins off of the Golden State Warriors that had won, had been unbeatable.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I mean, I sit here and I think there's no superstars in the league other than Bron right now. And
LeBron James 8 straight.
8 straight.
NBA Finals.
8 straight. 8 straight. Why didn't he win the last one? Because they stacked the team against him. They had to go get the reigning MVP to come beat him. 4 All-Stars.
Hey, I hate to do this. I got to get Sybil Wilkes on real quick, and then we'll hit the top of the hour. We'll be right back with Willy Gibson on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
CDC is halting
I didn't mean to step on you right there. My fault.
For those hurt financially during the pandemic. Housing advocates and landlord groups have warned leaders that millions of people could soon be evicted from their homes if Congress fails to help renters and landlords. New research confirms that common, affordable steroids can reduce deaths among critically ill coronavirus patients. Researchers suggest that steroids should become a part of standard care in treating future COVID-19 patients. Automaker Ford announced it is looking to cut 1,400 white-collar jobs to save money during the pandemic. Eligible employees will receive early retirement offers.
Is that Arizona T? You got another one?
Leave must do so by the end of this year. Ford posted a 50%.
That was me. Did you notice when I text you ARIZO? Half.
Please visit
Sybil.com
to subscribe to my.
That was just last night. That's Arizona T. That's 5. That's halfway there.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Willy Gibson got me cutting up with my Arizona iced tea. Look, I think everybody won after the loss last night by Oklahoma City. If not, I'll send it to you. Or if so, I'll send it to you. But Willie, we got to hit the top of the hour, and we'll get into the second hour, and then we're going to go to about 1:30, and then I got to cut out. I got some business I got to take care of, but we'll talk about just this makeup of the NBA right now and the second round matchups, because you got a couple of good ones today. And then you've got the start of the Denver Nuggets and the LA Clippers. And that's going to be an interesting one. If Murray does a fraction of what he did against Utah, it could be interesting. So let me hit the top of the hour. We'll come back with Willy Gibson right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, let me go right to the phone line. Somebody just called, so I didn't even get a chance to say hello. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this calling?
Todd.
Hey, Todd, what's going on, man? You got me and Willy Gibson.
Hey, guys. Have y'all talked about the Steve Nash hiring at all?
Nah, man, we ain't gotten to that yet. I'm still, hold on. All joking aside, I'm still waiting on somebody to say, nah, I'm just playing. You know, I what in the world? Go ahead, Todd. You kick it off.
Well, here's the thing I don't get. Like, are we in the era now where you don't have to work your way up and like in a system to eventually get that job? Like, even Phil Jackson, right? He was coaching in what was the league back in the day? Not the G League. What was that thing they called it?
CBA,
right? He was in that. He was also in a league. We were watching the Michael Jordan documentary thing. He was a coach in some league in another country, right?
Yeah.
And so you even take guys like that had to work their way up in these other leagues, and then so now you see the trends of like the Derek Fisher, no coaching experience. Jason Kidd didn't have any. Jason Kidd was just retired, gets a job. And then the Steve Nash, the one thing I think he was on Golden State staff as like a developmental coach, something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Working on skills and stuff. So how are we in an era now where guys can get these prime jobs, and you've never even, and then you got a guy like Patrick Ewing that was an assistant coach for years.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. That really rubs my skin the wrong way, especially when you call Ewing out. There are other guys. Jerry Stackhouse is out there. You got Jason Kidd, who's still out there. I'm not gonna pull in Mark Jackson right now, but when you give a guy like Nash the ability to run a team with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and all those other young guns that they have there in Brooklyn, that just doesn't seem fair to me. It just doesn't seem right.
I'll tell you what it is. It's relationship. Relationship. Like Todd said it. He was a player development coach at Golden State. He and Kevin Durant are super close. And so what it tells me, two things. One, they're super close. Two, it's Kevin Durant's team. Because if it was Kyrie's team, Ty Lue will be the head coach of Brooklyn because of Kyrie's relationship.
I'm pulling my camera down so y'all can see. I'm ready to make some good trouble. I'm ready to get in some good trouble, man. You cannot let Kevin Durant, who can't figure out which days he wants to be Kevin Durant, and I'm not messing with his mental health issues. I'm just saying, you got a guy that's so moody. I mean, I bet he gets on his own nerves sometimes. You can't let him be the driving force in decisions like that. You just can't.
Yeah, I understand. I get it, but it's a players' league, and it's across the board.
Todd, what else you got, Todd? You made me mad.
That was amazing, but Willie's right. When I first saw it this morning on Twitter, I was like, man, is this a joke? And then I thought about it. I was like, what's the connection here? Then I thought of it. Steve Nash was out there in Golden State, and then I was like, man, Kevin Durant got his fingerprint all over this. So he's right. It's a player-driven league. If Kevin Durant in a year wants Steve Nash fired, they're going to fire Nash in a year. So it'll swing ways as far as the hiring and firing. But I'm surprised that that's kind of. I know we could use other examples as well, but Juwan Howard was a guy that was assistant coach for years in the NBA. But I guess I'm just shocked that these teams are willing to give head coaching jobs. I mean, literally, I don't think Steve Nash has coached a middle school team.
Yep. And you got some good guys out there, man. Nate McMillan is available now. Mo Cheats is sitting on somebody's bench. Jason Kidd is sitting on somebody's bench. You got some good, Brian Shaw is out there somewhere. You got guys out there that paid their due. This is as bad as your boy taking over the Arizona Cardinals in the NFL. And that's how bad this one is.
Someone brought up Jacques Vaughn the other day. I don't know a whole lot about Jacques Vaughn, but I know he's been coach for a while too. I'm okay with Jason Kidd not getting it. He's had 2 head coaching jobs, right? So I don't feel like he hasn't had an opportunity. I'm only speaking on the ones like the Ewings, Sam Cassell been coaching, Jacques Vaughn, and the guy that's on the Raptors bench too, Griffin. Adrian Griffin.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys. I want to see those. I don't want to see Steve Nash is a new head coach, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to see a retread coach like a Thibodeau or something like that. But man, I'm stunned that these pro teams are willing to take that risk of a gamble of literally a guy that's never even been a head coach at any level.
And that's why I don't have any empathy for these teams when they don't win. I mean, Brooklyn, and Knicks nicking. I have no empathy when they. If you're gonna do this, you better Steve Kerr it. If you're gonna do this, you better Steve Kerr it. If you don't, you same old Brooklyn Nets.
Let's look at Steve Kerr, right? Why was Steve Kerr? Steve Kerr has always had a pretty strong supporting cast. Mike Brown has always been on his bench. How much is it Steve Kerr versus the whole staff? That's the thing, and versus the talent. So I don't even know how much credit I give, or it's hard to tell with the team he had, and then he had a pretty good coaching staff on his bench.
Right. And in fact, Nashawn Lockett just said Nash will be the new Kerr, meaning talent will get him wins, not coaching. There were a lot of guys more deserving of that opportunity. Nash should have had to work his way up. Same thing with Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr came into a team that was ready to win, and while people want to talk about all the stuff that Mark Jackson did, 51 wins that he got them to, that was the most in franchise history. Now granted, they did more than that, but it started with Mark Jackson. And if you don't say Mark Jackson's name in the foundation of what got built out there, then, folks don't know basketball.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'll hang up and listen. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, Todd. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Let's get another call, Willie. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? Hello. Wait, hello. Hold on. Hello. Okay, stay right there. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? Hung up on him. That's my fault. Call back 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. We love your comments today. What are your thoughts, Willie? Other than it's Kevin Durant's pick, which is crazy to me.
Right. What's crazier to me? What's crazier? We talked about this. Jacques Vaughn, who coached them through the bubble, after they fired Kenny Atkinson, he coached 2 games. They shut down the league, coached them to a 5-3 record through the bubble. He's staying on as the lead assistant. So what happens when Steve Nash does something that Karis LeVert doesn't like, and his head coach is now the lead assistant? And so who's Karis LeVert going to go to? Is he going to go to Jacques Vaughn, or is he going to go to Steve Nash? Right. So that's the thing. I'm like, wait a minute. Where they do that at?
Hey, real quick, Jamie Mouton. I'm sorry. That was me. I did mess up. Jamie, call us back, please. Call us back, Jamie Mouton, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. I did. I accidentally hung up on you, Jamie. 281-453-1000. And you're right. I guess Jock is that good of a dude. That says a lot about him that they want to keep him on the staff, but it does make for interesting dynamics in that locker room, and you don't want that with a young team like the Brooklyn Nets. You just don't want that.
No, not at all. Same thing, similar to Cleveland. When Ty Lue, they hired David Blatt, then hired Ty Lue as his lead assistant. Ty Lue wasn't David Blatt's guy, so when they fired David Blatt, Ty Lue, they had to convince him. He turned the job down 3 times before he finally called Doc Rivers, and Doc was like, "Look, bro, you have to take this job." And then finally he said, "Okay, I'll take it," and the rest is history.
So where does Ty Lue end up?
Philly.
Because these jobs are going fast.
Philly. He's in Philadelphia.
Okay. All right. So
who's in Houston?
Who takes the new? Good question.
Yeah.
Good question. If I'm telling you right now, if it's Jeff Van Gundy, I'm done. I'm done, and I'm a Rockets fan, but I will be done.
I get it.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. I will have Dallas Maverick stuff tattooed all on my forehead. I will be Luka down.
Wow.
I mean it. I'm serious. Jeff Van Gundy. Todd was talking about retreads. Mm-hmm. You don't get more retreaded than Jeff Van Gundy.
Right. Yeah, you don't. Where's he been? New York? He's been Houston. Yeah, you don't.
Was Jeff Van Gundy the head coach of the Knicks when the Rockets beat them?
He was.
Bruh.
He was.
No, bro.
No, was that Pat Riley? He was Pat Riley's lead assistant. Riley's lead assistant.
Wasn't Van Gundy there when he was holding on to somebody's leg when they were fighting and he was holding on?
Oh, Zoe, yeah, that was the Miami Heat Knicks playoff series. Yeah, and he tried to grab Zoe, and him and LJ and Larry Johnson were fighting. Yep, that's him.
I don't want no more Jeff Van Gundy. We got to take a break, man. I got to get that taste out of my mouth. All right. I hope they bring in somebody else not named Van Gundy. Don't bring in Jeff or Stan.
Nate McMillan.
Nate is a good name. A good name. Jason Kidd is a good name because it's a guard-focused team. And, again, I don't know if Harden and Russ are going to listen to a guy like Jason Kidd, but they could be better for listening to him. And he's defensive-minded. Rockets are not going anywhere until they get their defense together. Defense leads to offense, and for some reason they wanted something like Golden State. This Rockets team is built for Golden State. Hold that thought. We'll come back. We'll take a break right here on the lunch break. Jamie Mouton, if you can't call me back. Sorry about that, brother. I didn't mean to hang up on you. We'll be right back on the lunch break.
I'm Linda J. We all know Election Day is just around the corner. We want change. We need change. We can be the change. Exercise your right for change on Election Day. Don't talk about it. Let's be about it. So let's roll to the polls in record numbers, and we can make that change. This message is approved by KYOK 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOKradio.org.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem, you know you can't do it alone. You need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more.
Okay.
800.
So you over there acting up, bro.
2730.
They got me acting up.
800
Linda J,
961
You have to catch the Southwest flight down there. Oh, I can't come in studio with you.
2730.
Beautiful people, this is Major. This is why I love you.
Oh, drop. Give my drop.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Big shout out to Linda J. It was her birthday yesterday, Linda J? On Tuesday. Okay. And then somebody very special to us is celebrating a birthday on the 8th, September the 8th. And got a lot of September babies around here. So for some, they think September is the best month of the year. But I heard that there was a man, Lord, that was born in a manger, Lord, in the month of December. And I happen to be born in the month of December, too. So I think we got the best month of the year.
Or March. Or March.
I'm just saying.
Hey, yeah, why not?
There's December, then there's everything else. September's the second best month.
I would vote for March, but you know, who am I?
Willy Gibson said March.
But we're selling all month. We're separating all month.
Okay. Okay. All right. What's y'all's month? I'm not gonna fight with you.
September.
Oh goodness gracious! Pray for us. Pray for us. Anyway, we're back here on the lunch break, Throwback Thursday, and we were talking about the matchups for later today. Where my deals? See, I'm fooling with them. I done lost my stuff. What do you think about these? What do you think about these games today? Who do we have today?
Well, today we have Boston and Toronto.
Yep. Any change in that? Toronto certainly is not going to go down by 3, right?
They certainly are. Absolutely. What have they shown us in the first 2 games to say otherwise? I think Boston is just, as they say, on one, and I think it's just inevitable at this point, you know. And then you have the Denver Nuggets and Clippers starting game 1 as well. So that could be interesting.
Do the Clippers have enough defense to slow Murray and the other guys down?
Well, I look at it like this: you got playoff P, as he calls himself, and Paul George and Kawhi. So you put those guys on Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. Okay, so that's another fire in those. And you got the Joker.
I was gonna say, who's gonna guard?
Zubin. I don't know. Joe Kim Noah. No, I'm joking. I'm joking when I say that. That's the thing. The matchups. It's the matchups on paper, but then you look at experience. You know, yes, Denver just went through a 7-game series against Utah, but the Clippers are built with this, and Doc Rivers.
Okay.
Don't underestimate Doc Rivers.
I don't, and I'm glad you said that, because Doc is one of those guys that just does not get enough credit for what he does with what he has. Doc is another guy who, you know, he's got Kawhi, he's got Paul George, but Doc has been there without those guys.
Right.
So I don't know, man. Can Montrezl Harrell, can he do anything with the Joker?
No, I don't think so. I mean, no, because all he'll do is take him out to the 3 line.
Yeah, I got you.
Just take him out to the 3 line.
Okay. Give me your predictions on the day.
Toronto goes down 3-0 or 0-3.
There's no way.
Let's. Okay. How sure? How sure are you? How sure are you?
Okay. All right. I'll give it to you. Boston up 3-0, and then what you got in the late game?
I think the Clippers get it. I mean, did you see Jamal Murray post game Tuesday? He didn't know they played Thursday. He was just so exhausted from that 7-game series. Like, we play Thursday. I don't know that's enough recovery time for them. I think the Clippers take game 1 as well. Because they've been rested, you think the Clippers got that edge? I think they're rested, and they're just a better team. I think they're just a better team experience-wise. Again, I mean, Denver got there last year. Portland, took care of them. They got through this Utah series, but I think the Clippers, that Doc Rivers on the bench is crucial.
Okay. I kind of believe you. I think that the Clippers have kind of, maybe gotten into their groove. Again, I don't want to get into the mental health issues, but I feel like Paul George has kind of, gotten himself focused on what he needs to do and, gotten some things behind him. He needed that last game that he had. And I think his teammates kind of rallied around him and gave him a lot of love. You saw guys getting extra excited when Paul did the good things he did the other night. So, you get Paul George being Paul George, that's a lot, bro. That's a handful. And Kawhi Leonard, again, the claw ain't a bad dude on either side of the court.
No.
And don't forget, they got some dogs on that Clippers team as well. When you add in Beverly and Harrell and Lou Williams. I mean, with all the talk that we've been talking about, Murray and Mitchell and Harden and Paul, Lou Williams has just been killing it in the bubble.
Lemon Pepper Lou. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? Stop.
Hey. Lemon Pepper Lou.
Stop. All right, give me one more quick break, and then we'll go to the tomorrow games right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. You want to get in 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000.
You're home. You're a diabetic. You need supplies, but you don't want to visit the pharmacy. What do? Call US Med for home delivery of your supplies. If you have diabetes and you're worried about going to a crowded pharmacy, pick up the phone in the safety and comfort of your home and let US Med deliver them to you with free shipping. And now if you test your blood sugar 4 more times a day and inject insulin 3 or more times a day, you may qualify to get a new continuous glucose monitor at little or no cost, which may eliminate the pain of pricking your fingers and helps you make smarter diabetes decisions. Plus, we'll send you a 90-day supply and bill your insurance company for you. Get some peace of mind. Call US Med today.
800-417-0851. 800-417-0851. That's 800-417-0851.
How'd you like to eliminate your expensive cable bill forever or get new satellite internet where cable can't go? Well, now you can have affordable satellite internet service for a few dollars a day. All you need is a mini satellite installed, and you can have unlimited internet connections wirelessly in your home or office. And no cable boxes means unlimited connections and no clutter. You can surf the internet or stream any of your favorite television services with no cable. And the best part is, satellite internet service costs only a few dollars a day for your entire home. Yes, fast internet to surf or stream television for a few bucks a day. Call now for free details and learn how to drop your expensive cable bill.
800-712-8044. 800-712-8044. 800-712-8044.
All is well?
800-712-8044.
Gotta go.
Understood.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world. We are the show that cares to hear your point and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone.
So I gotta check them out. So the 2 to 3 my time on Saturday. I'm trying to check it out.
Me Show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hey, what's up? This your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all. We're back here on The Lunch Break. It's got to be our final segment. I got to go take care of some business. And Lord say the same. I'll be back tomorrow for Freestyle Friday. Got a very special guest, like the one I got today, going to be joining me tomorrow. And Willie, man, thank you for jumping in here today and kind of making sense of all of this. We talked about today's game. You've got Boston going up 3-0 on Toronto, and then you've got the Clippers winning game 1 of their second round matchup or Eastern Conference semifinals with the Denver Nuggets. Did I say that right?
Western Conference
semifinals with the Denver Nuggets. What about tomorrow? What do you see happening tomorrow?
Well, let's see. I see Miami going up 3-0.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think last night took Milwaukee's heart. Again, it's the law of the lid. You only go as far as your leader go. And what did Giannis do? Last time we saw Giannis, what was he doing? Sitting on the bench, rubbing his head. Like, I don't know what else to do. So if he's truly the leader, what's the team going to do? They're going to follow suit. So
what would you prefer him to do?
Pardon?
What would you have preferred him to do?
Something. Stand up, take the L. Okay, I got it. Man, it's not just last night. I go back to game 1. You didn't want to guard Jimmy Butler, and you told us that post game. What was I supposed? No, I just do what the coach tell me to do.
Yeah.
God, what?
Yeah.
What? That's your leader.
Yeah.
And then let's not go back to when they played the Lakers in the regular season, and he wear this stuff now. We doing all this, right? He playing LeBron, and you wear this now, huh? Oh, okay. It's levels of this, son. It's levels. Yeah. No.
You're funny with that. You're gonna have me saying it's levels to this.
Did he not? They beat the Lakers beat Milwaukee on a Thursday night. That's what I tell people. Like you said with the Houston Rockets. You don't get caught up what happens on the Tuesday night in Milwaukee or a Thursday night in Milwaukee.
Right.
You know, we don't know the circumstances. 4 games in 5 nights.
Right.
These cats, you don't get up for all 82.
That's again. You hear them say it around here in Houston. That win in February got them ready for the championship, baby.
Yeah.
They locked in. The Lakers don't. You got no chance.
All right, Sammy, man.
Yeah. So what do you say in the late game tomorrow night?
You know, if Houston was to get one, it would be that one. But I think it's the Lakers. The game 1 is always a fill-out game for LeBron. That's why everybody was so up in arms when they lost to Portland game 1. Oh, Dame got him. LeBron is old. The Portland Trailblazers are going to beat him. And we saw what happened, 4 straight. So game 1 has historically been a fill-out game for LeBron because he knows he can get his at any time. He wants to make sure that the others are involved, that they're not standing around watching him because we know he can do it. It's been proven. So his game 1 is to make sure everybody else is involved, and then he'll get his pick and choose his spots. So tomorrow I think it's going to be that, but I think the size, LA's size is going to be too much, and they're going to take Robert Covington to the block and just give him the business, and then you want to put PJ Tucker out there, and it's going to be all bad.
Yeah, to me, I the size I think will play a factor, but I think the Rockets have never seen playoff LeBron except for on TV. And folks don't realize that that's a whole different dude from the regular season. Imagine LeBron in that Kobe Bryant game on Kobe's 8/24 day. Mm-hmm. LeBron was not going to lose that game. LeBron almost had 30 at half, if I'm not mistaken. LeBron has that ability. There are only a few guys that have that. When I turn it on, just enjoy the show. And LeBron is that guy, and he literally gets disengaged during the regular season unless something happens. But playoff time, and we're talking about second round now. We're not even talking about opening matchup. I got the Lakers in 6, and I'm being generous to give them.
Wow, that's real generous.
I'm being generous to give the Rockets 2. And I'm serious because the Rockets have never seen – I guess the closest that they saw to anything like that would be Kevin Durant when he was healthy and those others. But it's still not that because Durant has never done what LeBron has done in the playoffs. Everybody forget, before Durant joined Golden State, it was, hey, see y'all bye. Yep. You know, they've been to what? 1 finals before he joined Golden State.
And people, listen, LeBron, for the criticism that he takes, he just people fail to realize it's year 17.
Yeah.
This dude is doing this at 35 years old.
I was gonna say he ain't what he used to be, but he's still. This ain't Chris Paul, and I love Chris Paul. Mm-hmm. You almost got choked up by Chris Paul. And don't give me matchups. That man's heart, that man's hustle, and that man's leadership almost got y'all out of here. You don't think that it's going to turn up several notches with LeBron doing the same thing with a ragtag bunch just like Chris Paul had with Oklahoma City? Dude, business is about to pick up, and I don't think the Rockets going to be able to keep up.
They're not.
I'm just being real.
And then let alone the fact that there's no adjustments at all. What they go shoot 53s? What they shot? What they made? What 17 last night? 15 last night? I don't know. Okay, shoot them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Rockets are gonna shoot them way to at least a win, if not two. But they're gonna shoot themselves out of at least 2 wins, and the Lakers are just gonna be too big for them, too smart, and too much LeBron for them in the other two. 4-2. I'm not backing off of it. I'm not backing off. Listen, I might be wrong, and it'll be 4-3. But I don't see the Rockets beating the Lakers 4 times with their style of basketball. Just don't see it.
I'll go 4-1.
Yeah.
I'll go 4-1.
Yeah. Let's see. Nashawn said the Lakers are too big for Houston. Brown probably will average triple-double in that series. I think the Bucks will bounce back tomorrow. I don't think Nashawn is wrong. These, like you said, there's levels to this. It's ebbs and flows. Miami can go cold. Miami can.
They can.
And they got some youth. They got some.
They
do. Yeah, Milwaukee's not finna get swept.
They are. Like I did that. Like I said that.
I like how you did that.
Yeah.
It sounded like you were agreeing with me, but you weren't.
No. Jimmy Butler's a different dude. Listen, that dude said, I'm here for a business trip. No disrespect to everybody else who brought their family down here. I told my family to stay home. This dude is for real.
He's different.
He's a different dude.
He's different. Yeah. We got to get ready to go, man. I got to go handle some business. Willie, thank you, brother. Tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, and all the great stuff that you do.
Always appreciate the opportunity. Will Gibson 7 on Twitter and IG, and Facebook is Willy Gibson, WILLY.
We never even got to talk about Oklahoma and pay-per-view for their first game.
They're going to get it, too. What, $54.99 for the first game? Pay-per-view?
How much?
They'll get it. $54.99. They'll get it.
What's the price of a ticket at an OU game?
Probably, I don't know, $80, $100 maybe.
So yeah, I guess they made a right. I just don't get it, bro. I just don't. There's too many ways to watch football on TV to have to pay for it outside of a streaming service. Doc, if it's not but I guess the Longhorn Network is their own Longhorn. The Big 12 doesn't have its own network, right?
Wow. You said that. I didn't say that, but yeah, absolutely.
I'm just saying. I'm not paying that kind of money just to watch OU play. I'll catch them on another source. I'll stream them on ESPN3 or something like that. It doesn't make sense to me, but I get it. I'm not going to be mad at these guys for playing and trying to find ways to make money for doing it.
And it's not even the Red River rivalry. It's not even. It's Missouri State. Stop it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I don't hate the player, hate the game, Doc. If they get it, they got it. If they don't, they didn't have it before.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They'll get it. They'll get it. They will get it.
All right.
If they play. We already talked about it. If they play.
Yeah, and I think people are leaning more towards them playing now because some of the numbers are coming down in some of the areas where these schools are. But I'll
tell you this. On that note, the chief medical officer at Penn State University came out today and said 30 to 35% of the COVID positive athletes that they've tested have that myocarditis. So, and they said it could take from a supremely gifted athlete if it lowers their capacity by 10%. Their words makes them an average athlete. So.
I mean, people don't realize that when you're on that level, we're not talking about, no disrespect. We're not talking about you and me.
Absolutely.
But when you're that finely tuned of a machine and you're at a superior level, your breathing, your cardio, your physique, your physical ability, all those things make you who you are. Like you said, when you take away any percentage of that, you are not the same player. And that's the hard part to all of this, man. I feel bad for these kids. I really do. And when Nick Saban did the march, I told my friends down there in Alabama, looks good, but I still don't trust him.
Yeah, we shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
One more time, where they can find you and follow you.
Will Gibson 7 Twitter, Will Gibson 7 IG, and Facebook is Willy Gibson WILLY GIBSON.
Hey man, we got to have you back on. We'll have you back on
next week. Appreciate it. And I know it's drinking water during the break. I may drink Arizona green tea next time.
Green tea? Is that your thing?
Arizona green tea. I'll have that next time.
I'm supposed to send you one for what? What did I ain't lost nothing yet, have I?
Miami and Milwaukee.
All right. You ain't getting one then. Willie, take care, brother. We'll talk to you soon,
All
man.
right, boss. Appreciate you.
All right, thank y'all. Willie Gibson, man, good dude. I appreciate him for doing what he does. Hey, I gotta go. Again, Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, the latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. In the morning, you got Erica Campbell and Griff Get Up Mornings, Rise and Shine, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then your boy will be back at noon for Freestyle Friday. I'll have a very special guest who'll be joining me, and it'll be from our segment, Nothing to Do with Sports. So let's see what happens tonight. Let's see what happens with the Rockets tomorrow night. But until then, let's not be united. Let's be divided. I mean, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it except wear your mask, wash your hands for 30 seconds or more, and sanitize everything around you. Give people 6 feet. And when you see that racism, kill it. Well, of course, we had another police deal up in New York, and the video didn't get released until last night. So if you don't know about it, go to my Facebook page. It's posted up. All right, y'all, be safe out there, and don't be racist. We'll talk to you soon. Oh, man. All right, Willie, thank you, brother.